every 4 years or so, around presidential election time, you'll hear talk of an elusive political unicorn. Both of the major parties spend time worrying about and lusting after the so-called undecided swing voters. They're known as swing voters both because they can swing elections and because they're known to swing back and forth between the Democrats and Republicans, blowing with the wind like so much dandelion fluff. The swing voter goes one way because this candidate seems like he might be fun to have a beer with, or that candidate because he looks like a winner and it's fun to be on the winning side. They are fickle. They are uninformed. And because of winner take all and the Electoral College, they are often the ones who get to choose who will be President of the United States. Just like heavily gerrymandered U.S. House districts across the country, the electoral outcome in most U.S. states is known well ahead of Election Day. Of the top 4 most populous states in the Union, California, Texas, New York, and Florida, only one of them is a toss-up. But population size isn't really important. 12 of the 13 smallest states were ignored by both major party candidates in 2016. Hillary Clinton didn't bother with red states North or South Dakota, Wyoming, Alaska, or Idaho. Donald Trump didn't waste any time on blue states like Vermont, Hawaii, or Rhode Island. For about 35 out of 50 states, there's no real contest in the presidential race, so the presidential candidates are content to ignore them. The number of swing voters and swing states changes from year to year. Some elections seem wide open, with as many as 20% of voters undecided in the last few months leading up to Election Day. It was that way for both Ronald Reagan in 1980 and Bill Clinton in 1992. Other races are real nail-biters. Barack Obama and Mitt Romney were said to be fighting over 3 or 4% of the electorate. Or, as Democratic strategist Paul Begala put it, there are about as many people in San Jose as there are swing voters who will decide this election. Less than 1 million people in 6 states decided the 2012 election. The goal in our Electoral College is to reach 270 electoral votes out of 538. Almost all of these are allocated state by state in winner-take-all contests. If a candidate wins in Illinois, that candidate gets all 20 of Illinois' electoral votes. Whomever takes at least 270 electoral votes takes the presidency. So if you can win more undecided voters in more swing states, you can win the election. Safe states are clearly going to one of the major party candidates and can safely be ignored. The more states that are locked up as a sure win for the Republicans or the Democrats, the more important the swing states become. And in those swing states, the swing voter is the kingmaker. But who are these swing voters? Polling data and recent studies do not paint a very flattering portrait. Swing voters don't fit easily into one biographical profile. They come from many ages and ethnic backgrounds. They are more likely to be female than male, younger than old, and possibly Latino or white than African American. These aren't the details that matter, however. They are mostly uninformed, uninterested in politics, and clueless about the major parties or the issues at stake. According to online research firm YouGov, only about 29% of undecided voters say they pay attention to the news most of the time. When it came to the major parties, 17% of undecideds didn't know if they had a positive or negative view of the Democrats or the Republicans. Now I ask you, what kind of crazy system puts the least interested, least informed, and least motivated members of the electorate in charge of deciding who becomes the leader of the free world? The Electoral College, that's what. I'll take a closer look at this misshapen appendage, loved by few, reviled by many, in the week ahead. In the meantime, please like, follow, favorite, and subscribe to my free Substack. Let's make them pay.